Good morning, my dears. Happy 2025. Today we are going over the astrology for 2025. I have tried to record this video 2 times already, and I'm gonna try to really just shorthand it and start to get into it. As the title of this video states, we are dipping our toes in the new world. We have 3 massive outer planets changing signs. We have the North Node and the South Node changing signs. This is a massive collective shift. And this is kind of like a tipping point in an astrological way. And so if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm a channel and an astrologer. And today I'm going to be channeling through the lens. We speak in lenses around here because of these big old glasses. I got the ring light on so you can kind of see it. We're going to be channeling through the lens of astrology. And, as I'm talking to you, if you're new here, my guides show me images and pictures over here. I have a galactic screen over here, and I have a past life screen over here. So it's just got like a minimum baseline of 1, 2, 3, 4 different screens open, 4 different tabs open, if you will. And there's a lot of information that's coming in for me to channel out to you. You're not so different, nor do you lack the capacity to do what it is that I do. It might come in differently for you. You might be having dreams that are absolutely cuckoo pants. You might, in a very practical way, just open up your phone to your YouTube, to your TikTok, to your Instagram, and you're like, why is there so much information coming at me all at the same time? It might be a little bit overwhelming right now. You might be recognizing that your reality and the person that's sitting next to you at the grocery store or at the cafe or, at work, they might live in a completely different paradigm than you do. And sometimes you're a little bit like, whoa, we really, I just all of a sudden feel a little bit different, or I feel as though I'm listening to a call outside of myself. All of a sudden I want to move, or I want to change my job, or the people that I used to spend time with I don't really resonate with anymore. The conversations that I've been having don't resonate anymore. The food that I've been eating doesn't resonate anymore. There's been, in the past, I'd say 3 to 5 to 7 years, a lot of this pendulum swinging, whether it be, some people that were super duper one side are now super duper the other side, or like super duper spiritual and they went super duper religious, or super duper liberal and then they went super duper conservative, vice versa. I was in a relationship and now I'm polyamorous. I was polyamorous and now I'm sober and celibate. I was ingesting all of these spirits and plant medicines and now I'm super duper sober and very, very clear. You've seen that pendulum swinging a lot. I find that what is happening right now, and you're a leader because you're here, you're doing growth work, self-development work. So please, I have a whole video on how to be a leader in 2025, and I give a few examples about how people are really, that word is getting, in my book, rebranded, because there's a difference between like a leader and a boss. And Pluto going to Aquarius, the way to be a leader is just shifting and changing in this world in a beautiful, very authentic way. But I find that when we, stop with the pendulum swing, or we stop with like the whoop, and we just view everything as that cafeteria line that I've always been talking about. And you just take what resonates and you don't take what doesn't resonate. You just speak from I statements, and it's so okay to be your own mashup of a whole bunch of different things. It's so okay to do that. And I find that being able to, adaptability is going to be a really incredible superpower going into 2025. And I talk about that in my workbook. The links are below for my workbook, my all signs readings for 2025. I have tons of resources for you. You can either bundle it as a package, the all signs reading, the workbook, and you get the channeled messages for free. You can buy just the workbook, get the channel messages for free, just the all signs readings, get the channel messages for free, or you can buy the channel messages all by themselves. It's $8 for that. So all of the links are below to my digital marketplace. I'm going to go over and reference all the dates today for you, complimentary on YouTube. And I talk about it in my leadership video. Any and all donations. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I'm moving house right now. I'm leaving my 3D job behind. I am going full force into my content, into my mission. So any and all donations right now are 100% of them going to assisting in my move. The cafe is moving. I honestly don't, I'm probably going to do a new grid, but I don't think, I already talked about it. I have a few different chairs that you're going to be choosing from. So we'll talk about that in January. And if you're new here, this is your chair over here. And it's just like a little bit too different of like my chair and your chair. So I'm gonna give you a fun chair. And we'll talk about that more next year. But yeah, we're dipping our toes into some very new, interesting energy. So let's get into it. Let's get started. It's been selenite for me. I don't know if you can see the little cat eye in here. So pause the video. Please go grab your journal, your coffee, tea, your juice, water, snack, some brekkie, lunch, dinner. When are you and where are you? I'm in Massachusetts and it's like 10 after 7 right now in the morning. I'm gonna miss the clock tower right there. Yeah, when and where are you? It's the 20th of December 2024 as I record this. But so what I have up on the board, and this is the general astrological wheel that we're going to be going over, starts in Aries and goes all the way around over to Pisces. I have the 1st of January 2025, New Year's Day, and I chose the exact moment that the moon goes into Aquarius. I love that we're starting off the new year with the moon in Aquarius. I really love that for us. I really, really love that for us. The sun, we just had that new moon in Capricorn, and it's very quantum. I haven't recorded that video. I'm very, very excited about it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to call it, but this is, long range stuff. So sun is in our house of legacy, moon is in our house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. These are 2 Saturn run houses over here. So for Cap season and Aquarius season, and I talk about that in the Capricorn season and solstice video, where it might feel a little bit heavier right now, just because these are Saturn run houses. So we went from a Jupiter run house in Sagittarius season, Saturn and Uranus, and then we'll go back into a Jupiter and Neptune. Yes, Jupiter and Neptune was Pisces. So we're in, God's 4th quarter. We're really setting some solid foundations right now. And if 2024 has stripped you to the bone, if 2024 ripped you apart, ego, you went through buttonhole after buttonhole. You went through ego death after ego death. You are literally Captain America facing Thanos by himself at the very last scene of Avengers Endgame. If you are in that moment right now, you're right on time. You're right on time. Yeah, I feel like going through the stages of grief on a regular basis, as well as being able to, like I said, adaptability is going to be a superpower, accepting things as they fall away in a very Job kind of a way. Like the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. I want you to actually invoke, I talk about it in my, How to Be a Leader in 2025. It's timestamped so you can go watch that video, but it's some tools. Having new mantras to say, this is working out in my favor. Not, I just lost this, so I wasn't on the right track. But this is working out in my favor. I've given and received all that I need to in this paradigm, and I'm upgrading very, very quickly. This is really curious. I'm so excited. I didn't realize that God had a bigger and brighter plan for me. How exciting is that? So I want us to never lose that childlike enthusiasm, not so much living out of our inner child in any capacity, but the childlike curiosity and wonder of a new and ever-changing world. Yeah, it's exciting. No matter what, I'm listening to my guides. They're holding up like a massive banner that's like, authenticity, Sarah. So I can always tell when I'm in the depths of something because I stop singing. And I stop creating, and everything turns gray. And it's interesting, I was journaling on that, and I forgot that I wrote a little poem called When Life Turns Gray. So I'm gonna find a better place to put that, probably on my website. I have a little blog. I moved from my Substack over to my website, so I will repost it on my website and I will get that in the link for you. But I can always tell when there needs to be a change in life or when a change is coming because life turns gray. And that's something, I love that I picked this up in that moment. That's something that I really recognized, a few weeks before my move kind of like finally popped out from behind my eyes, is everything just started to turn gray. Everything. And that's a time where my guides are painting the picture where it's like all of a sudden I become Dorothy Gale and I get to step into a new Oz. I get to step into a new paradigm. And right now I'm in a corridor. They're not showing me, my guides, God is not showing me what's next. I'm just in the shift and I'm in the trust fall and I'm in the swan dive, and it's so beautiful because I get to rest. I get to take my time and I get to let they're saying like follow the color, and I really love that. So with that being said, because every time, the first few videos that I did about Pluto and Aquarius, I called it like stepping into Oz or opening the door to Oz. So I love everything that my guides just really painted right there. Whereas this time period for you and this, time stamp of New Year's Day, it just shows that things might not look like what you thought they were going to look like. Don't ever lose the childlike spirit, but the image that you have in your mind's eye, the image that you and God are co-creating. Never lose that, because what you're here to represent and experience might just be so much bigger than you thought it was going to be, in a very safe and sovereign way. But patience and adaptability is such a superpower right now. It really is. It really is. So I'm going to highlight that in my all signs reading and in my book, I follow the mean node and Lilith, not the true node. So the day that the true node goes into Pisces and Virgo is the 11th of January. I follow the mean, so that's the next day we're going to talk about, which is the 29th of January. So neither is right or wrong. Can be whichever one you want. This is not my first lifetime following the planets in the astrology. So for me, following the mean is like, there was a lifetime where I'm just like looking up and doing the math and writing it out. So I didn't always have the computer to be able to give like the exactitude of it. So I go with the mean. It just resonates just deeper in my soul. So one's not right or wrong. They both are. I love how powerful the 29th is. So I'll show you. So it's a new moon, sun and moon at 9 degrees, Mercury conjunct Pluto. I don't know where Venus is. Let me see. Yeah, the north node goes into Pisces, south node goes into Virgo, new moon at 9 degrees of Aquarius, and Mercury conjunct Pluto at 1 degree. This is on the 29th of January. And what I called it is you knew better way back when. You knew better. Venus is in Pisces and 25 degrees of Pisces the moment that this happened. So when it comes to new moons, we're going to look at this as lenses. New moon, sun and the moon are conjunct at the same point in the sky together. Conjunct is also like, there's not like a Mercury new moon, but same energy of Pluto, our deepest transformation, and Mercury, our Hermes planet, how we get our downloads, how we communicate our dreams, and how we give and receive information, all in the sign of Aquarius, where the north node going into Pisces and the south node going into Virgo. North node is our collective destiny. It's the head of the dragon. It's where we're going into, what we're supposed to be doing in this world, where we could be focusing. And the south node, these are our past life, for lack of a better term. We know that this is a multiverse, so all lifetimes are happening all at the same time. So when I say past life, these are just like possibly unhealthy patterns and habits that are just built in, that we're kind of here to heal. So when the south node was in Libra, relationships changed, either you went on the positive side of things where you stepped out of unhealthy, toxic patterns of relationships, how I talk to people, so many people were developing themselves, listening to relationship podcasts. You saw relationships You saw podcasters talking about their relationships and offering information about how to be their most authentic selves. You saw so many people go through the depths of their processing to come out to either say we're staying together or we're separating. You might have seen people that have been in relationships for a really long time separating. You might have seen relationships that came together very quickly separating. Doesn't matter. Because we were going into that North Node, into that Aries in the beginning, the independent side of the zodiac. This is the very beginning, and this is the very end. The North Node and the South Node, they always go backwards. So we went from the very beginning to the very end of the zodiac. Whereas, depending on how you really navigated the North Node in Aries, this next season for you could be, I'm listening to the guides. They want you to pause for a minute and really just ask yourself, like, in the past year and a half, was I true to myself? And this doesn't have to be always, give yourself a grade, or there's like not even a grade. They're saying, how did it develop? How did it develop? Maybe lately, full body chill, you've been really just like saying like, this is my true self. Take it or leave it. I'm, poop or get off the pot type energy where you're like, I can't lie to source anymore. I'm not doing this way. Like even me, I'm not even always wearing 2 different color socks. That was an identity that I had for many years. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to wear black socks. And it feels good to me. And that's okay. That was a season of my life. That was an identity that I had. And now I don't have to, live out the identity that people are very comfortable with. I can adapt and be my most authentic self and trust that the people that are meant to be in my life cannot be taken from my life. And D, give a ceremony to the relationships that have ended. Because it's not like I'm better than you or you're worse than me or I'm farther along than you. It's just a different vibration. So now I'm going to do a lot more, like a whole video just on the North Node and the South Node. But the North Node in Pisces is going into our house of soul purpose, healing, closure, and coming home again. This is really going to, again, this is a mutable sign, a mutable axis. Adaptability is going to be key here. This just says to me that it's not going to always make sense. Looking at, my guides are saying like the laws of comparison, where don't have it be like this is so big or this is so small. Oh my God, pardon me. I have so many wires around it. It's just hard for you to see, but that's okay. Or you can't see them. It's just like, I feel like I'm in my little spaceship. It's beautiful. My guides are just saying like, you might be asked to move country. You might be asked to do this. And these are situations and mindset shifts that you've really adapted to. And it's because of the inner work that you've been doing. So just be open to that and really look at the law of comparison, the law of karma, the law of gender, and the gestation period of things that you've done. There's a lot of seeds that they're saying are going to be sprouted this year. But yeah. Everything has a gestation period. It's the law of gender. And so we know that, when a woman gets pregnant, give or take 9 months, baby's going to pop out. I know when I put a seed of a carrot in the ground, give or take a certain amount of time, that carrot's going to be ready to be sprouted. We don't always know the gestation period of what it is that we're creating. But we know that when we plant a seed, it will eventually sprout. So get excited about that. I talk a lot about that in my Awakened Mastery course. It was originally titled Self-Mastery. I'm really adapting it and kind of giving it like a little upgrade, a little facelift, a little sugar going into 2025. I'm also really significantly reducing the price of that. I want you to have the tools to help yourself right now. So I don't know, I'm probably going to launch this video on the 21st. Hopefully I can get everything updated for you and launched as well. So you can have access to as many things as possible going into the new year. So I'm super jazzed about that. So I would set some serious long-range goals on this day. Serious long-range goals, community, friendships, and wishes for the future. Mercury conjunct Pluto. It's like God's in the room. God's in the room, and you're stepping into your house of soul purpose. This is also the health axis. So we're going to be releasing, letting go of our house of daily life, practical service, and things that we know aren't good for us. You knew better. You knew better way back when. You knew better. You knew better. Okay. So I am only going to briefly mention this day, which is February 12th. We're going to have a full moon in Leo at 24 degrees. So sun will be here, moon will be here. I'm going to take down these guys. Where are you going to be, Mars? Mars will be retrograde over here. Jesus God. Okay, so this I'm calling an eclipse preview energy. And again, I go over all of these dates in more detail in my All Signs reading for 2025. So I'm just going to briefly mention this here. So we have the sun in our house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. And we have the moon in our house of creativity, play, childlike spirit, and romance. This is also, we're going to have Jupiter direct over here. Sarah, what does any of this mean? When Jupiter was retrograde, and still is retrograde as I'm recording this, you might be finding that you are in your hermit time, that you're kind of like doing research and you're finding things that you're interested in, and you're just like shaving the fat off of content that doesn't resonate anymore. You're not eating the same things, you're not drinking the same things, you're not talking to the same people, you're not gossiping anymore. You're really doing this like incredibly, it's like the hermit having a Rocky montage right now with Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. When Jupiter goes direct, Gemini is the twins. They're run by Mercury. They're like, I want to talk to you. I just put my hand in a freaking electrical socket and like part of my hair just went on fire, but like I want to teach you about it. They're so interesting and so freaking cute and wonderful. So when Jupiter, our expansive, lucky planet, goes direct, we're going to want to tell everyone in our lives about what we've learned, how we've developed, how we've shifted and changed. And I feel like with this full moon in Leo, we might find that our community is not as everybody else around us have done the same thing. So you might find that certain people are like, that's not my reality anymore. And some people are like, oh my God, that is my reality. I feel like you're going to really find your people. I feel like you're going to really understand who's in my vibration, who's not in my vibration, who's in alignment with me, who's not in alignment with me. You know, this is such a creative access. You know, one of my favorite first resource reference books about astrology when I was just starting to study, they said, you know, it's kind of like, think of the fifth house as, you know, with your neighbors and you're putting on like the talent show. This is the stage that you put it on. And so it was 2222 when I said that. So it is so okay for a lot of my creatives, and this has come up in client sessions, stop trying to collaborate with your friends right now. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it completely and ask yourself, if that just triggered you, I want to take a moment, because triggers are really beautiful ways for us to say, ooh, there's something inside of myself that I need to look at and to heal. You're not in a comparative way, in a creative way. You got something big to say, to do, to create. You've got a big idea that not everybody is supposed to be a part of. I'm just saying, let your friends be your friends, let your collaborators be your collaborators, look for mentorship, find someone in your life that you look up to, that has done something that you are interested in doing, and try and shoot your shot and reach out to them and just be like, hey, can I buy you a coffee? I'd love to pick your brain. I would really love to pick your brain. And I love how you've really molded your life, and I would really be interested in learning from you. I'm writing. I'm going to follow my own advice. Yeah, I'm going to follow my own advice. So really take this time to always shoot your shot and always express who you really are. I don't want us to be nervous by this. I want us to recognize that a no is the most beautiful thing in the world, because that gives a resounding yes. That like gives the opportunity for the yes to find its way to you. Amazing. Amazing. So that's February 12th. I think I said February 12th. Okie dokie. Now we're going to get into eclipse season. March 2025 is one of the most activated months I've ever studied in astrology. Ever. The entirety of eclipse season is in 1 month. Lilith changes sign, the mean Lilith, as well as Neptune. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get into it. So, March 14th, we have our lunar full moon eclipse in Virgo at 23 degrees. So I will have the sun in 23 degrees and I will have the moon in Virgo at 23 degrees. I just want you to see this. I just want you to see this. Mercury will be at 9 degrees of Aries. Venus will be retrograde at 7 degrees of Aries. Neptune's at 29. Pluto is at 3 degrees. Where are you, Saturn? 22 degrees, conjunct. The North Node's 27. You're 27. Where's Mars? Jesus God. Mars is direct, 18 degrees. Yeah. Where's Lilith? 28. Yeah, this is our first eclipse. This looks like fun, doesn't it? This looks like fun. This looks like a great time. I'm going to check in my workbook because I offered some very specific tools for March. Yeah. Yes. Getting to know Lilith, your natal Lilith, as well as where Lilith is transiting in your life, right over here. I want you to be able to watch your life from above, but making sure that it's not in a disassociative way. What do you mean by that, Sarah? With the sun in Pisces alone, that's very whimsical, very magical, imaginative energy. And going into this, I want us to be mutable, but also at the same time recognize what is my truth. I want you to have a mental health check-in buddy. I want you to have someone that you talk to, whether it be a healer, a therapist, someone, an accountability buddy, if you will, or join a group of some kind. This doesn't have to be, again, North Node and South Node in the health axis. This could be, joining AA. Saturn in Pisces alone, AA was created during that transit. So there are beautiful things. Neptune over here at 29 freaking degrees of Pisces. That's the anoretic degree, the critical degree. There could be so much confusion coming at you. There could be so much information coming at you. I don't even want to say misinformation, because information, depending on who's listening, it could be true. So really decide what is your truth. Have someone that you can check in with. Go outside. For the love of God, go outside. I don't care if it's cold. I wrote that. The sun still works. Go outside. And be able to watch your life from above. Eclipses alone, we hand the reins over to God. And we're being catapulted into our most authentic, highest timeline. This isn't I'm better than or worse than somebody else. This isn't a race. When you're a leader, you're competing with the you of your last breath. That's it. That's it. So take some time to breathe during this energy. Take some time to breathe. That's exciting. March 26th, we have Lilith going into Scorpio. I love that. Just in the middle of the eclipse portal. This is the mean Lilith, not the true. I follow the mean. And I love that for all of us. Lilith is the wildness inside of us. And so when Lilith was in Libra, a lot of relationships shifted. We saw, people going, this is interesting, my guides are talking. We saw people kind of like dipping their toes into some relationship nuances, if you will, some nuances. And really understanding, maybe you asked your partner about, doing a specific scene, or you tried something on, or like I said at the beginning, some people, opened their relationship, some people closed their relationship, some people ended their relationship. A lot of that. And so Libra placements, hallelujah, there's nothing in your sign right there. Look at that. Oh, Jesus. I want to make sure that the moon isn't in your sign the moment that this happens. Nope. I'm going to be in Pisces. I'm going to take all these guys down for right now. Just so I don't confuse you. That's a beautiful day. Like an absolutely beautiful day. deep transformation, death and rebirth, our wild woman and man inside of us. Yeah, this is, in the healthiest of ways. And I've spoken about how my content is not for children, so I apologize if this is, I'm going to try to keep it as you're going to see like a lot of BDSM become very healthy. A lot of people trying that on. My guides are also saying, and I talk about it in the workbook around June, July, where I'm like, I would be really off the mark here if I didn't mention that there could be a lot of negative use of this energy. There could be, destruction happening all over the world. There could be wars. There could be people really misusing this energy, misunderstanding this energy. And, if they're saying a lot of, oh, this is interesting. I'm going to try to paint this picture. They're saying that, we went from the karmic 8-year to we're going into a 9-year. And 9, we must think of a baby, where the baby can't live in the only world that it's ever known. It has to go into the wild unknown. And so a lot of what people were expecting to come out in 2024 about everyone getting exposed and all that was hidden will be revealed, what's up. What's up. And really understanding and checking in with you and your guidance team and your understanding to be like, if it's almost like I'm hearing like, but only a few celebrities really, were put away. It's like, how many parties did they have and how many friends did they have? From a micro way. And this is from the restaurant industry. So when I was a waitress, I would always, I would see someone at a table. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. If you're a nice person and you're sitting with a table with very, very disrespectful friends at that table, A, you're not a nice person, and B, you cannot be trusted. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. So, depending on how you've really been speaking from I statements and reading this energy, you're going to be able to read people like a book. You're going to be able to read people like a book. I love that for you. Alrighty, Rainy Rooney. Wow. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about, what day are we at? The 29th of March, the solar new moon eclipse in Aries at 8 degrees. We're also going to have Mercury conjunct Neptune at 29 degrees. We're going to have Venus in Pisces retrograde over here. I see you. You're going to fall down. And Mars is still in Cancer energy at 22 degrees. I see you, baby. Okay. I wrote down, listen to God. And I use the term God brazenly. So use whatever term you'd like. Universe, God, Goddess, all there is, Gaia, whatever label you have for the air you breathe all the way to the farthest star in the sky. It doesn't really matter to me, whatever label. I like God because it's just short and sweet. What have you learned with the North Node in Aries? What did you learn with the South Node in Libra? Who are you really in your relationships? What's going on over here? How can you be your true self, regardless of outside circumstances or resources or people or relationships? How can you just exist? It's special that we have a new moon in Aries, a solar eclipse in Aries, because usually the eclipses fall on the axis of Pisces and Virgo because it happens. Because that's where, usually the eclipses fall in the same houses that the North Node and South Node is. So really, take this opportunity. We don't really manifest or release during eclipse season. We just kind of like be that version of ourselves and ride that incredibly powerful wave that you can navigate and you can understand. That's the 29th. On the 30th, Neptune goes into Aries. That's absurd. That's absurd. This is the first degree of the whole zodiac. I know. I just love that the day before the eclipse, like it's just so specific. Mercury conjunct Neptune the day before Neptune goes into Aries, the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, like it's so beautiful and powerful. And I love how specific, where if we take it day by day, if we take it lens by lens, if we take it moment by moment and planet by planet, and really just say, this is working out in my favor. Since I've been utilizing this energy, since I've been following the North Node, since I've been my most authentic self, this is very powerful creative energy. Neptune is our Poseidon in the sky. This is like going into we're gonna have so many people all of a sudden be like, I'm an artist and I'm putting it out there and I'm doing it. Everybody is needed and everyone will find their stage. Literally. This is not, it's just going to be that little voice like, you can't do anything, is like, just press record. Your people will find you. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's just such a huge day. I'll talk so much more about it. And in the all signs readings, we go into that. We go into that. Okie dokie. So April 12th is a really fun day. We have a full moon in Libra at 23 degrees. What did I say? And the sun is conjunct Chiron, 22 degrees. So it's like sun conjunct Chiron. You are over here in Libra. Where's Mercury that day? 28 degrees. Where's Venus? 24. She was stationary that day. Beautiful. What have we learned, Dorothy? This is a day that back in October, if you've been with me for a little while, we set some goals towards this time. So I want you to go back to your journals in October, see what seeds you were planting, what you were kind of working towards, and really celebrate. I want you to take this full moon to celebrate it. Regardless of how many earmarkers you hit, you completed a cycle. So I want you to close the cycle. I'm hearing you just say like, Sarah, but like, what if I didn't do the thing that I was supposed to do? Then start a new cycle. But celebrate something and complete it, because like if you don't complete the energy, you're just going up or down, whether it be like self-deprecating, like I can't do this, and listening to the imposter syndrome, or saying I have to keep creating, I have to keep doing this. It's like, no, you can actually give it to the God of your understanding, complete that cycle and be done, and set some new goals at the next new moon. You know what I mean? Yeah, what have we learned? What have we learned? That's April. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna take the inners down. I'm gonna take you down, take you down, I'm gonna take you down. Oh my God, this is such a beautiful day. So now, no. I was gonna tell a story, but I'm not going to. May 24th, Saturn will be here. May 24th, Saturn enters Aries. Saturn is our interdisciplinarian. Aries is the infant baby ram. This is the first sign of the zodiac. Neptune's at 1 degree. They dance, but they don't fully conjunct until 2026. This is spas. This is intense spas. This is a lot. Adaptability is not going to be your only superpower, but being able to walk away from incredible rage and harness that anger and put it into something productive. Like I've, said for a while, how to really work with your inner teenager is to bring him to the gym. And there's a weight on this planet that you cannot lift up. So find that weight and give it to that teenager. This is, I keep seeing this little video. I don't know, there's like an MMA fighter and there's this like guy at a baseball game and he's screaming at him. And he's like, when you use up a lot of like your free pass energy, where he's like yelling at him and screaming at him, and the MMA fighter is like, dude, like his friend has to come over and is like, I'm not gonna destroy your face. I need you to be able to walk away from that. Because it's just like, it's spicy, it's powerful. This is spark plug energy. If you've ever met an early degree Aries placement, Sun or rising. Moon, sometimes they can, if they have some earth placements in there, they could probably like, I heard an astrologer once, she had an Aries moon. She's like, you'll know it's me because I'm the first one in line at the cafeteria, like when there's a buffet. But for an early degree Aries sun or an early degree Aries rising, this is popping off energy. Yeah, my sun's at 2 degrees. So thank God for that. Or else I never would have started my YouTube. I never would have done any of the things in my life. I never would have sung online before. I never would have danced online before. I never would have done any of those things. Because there's so many times that I've pressed send, I've pressed post, and then I put it down and I'm like, my cat moon is like, can't monetize that yet, Sarah. You're still new at this. And my Scorpio rising is just like, this will go in the book one day. And my Aries sun is like, so it's a fun dance. It's a fun dance. But so Saturn and Neptune are going to be really rocking this area. So adaptability, mutability, grounding for the love of sweet Jesus God, that's going to be an incredible superpower and something that know who's worthy of. It's something that I spoke about, I forget where it was. I think it was in my Capricorn solstice all signs reading. There's a lot of people right now that are at a fork in the road. I think I talked about it in my How to Be a Leader in 2025, where I want you to make base every decision. And where it comes to like a fight, like somebody cut me off and they're standing in front of me and they want to spar. Do you want this person in your life or not? And if you don't want them in your life, walk away. If this is a stranger that's screaming at you on the street, walk away. Walk away. Because when you tell, with this type of energy, you can mesh yourself with that person legally in a drop of a dime, my friend, drop of a dime. So let it be. Just let it be. That's what I would recommend. That's what I would really recommend. And know that put your frustration into a healthy workout, have a scene with your partner like we just talked about. Like, do healthy things. There's healthy aggression in many ways. And like I've said before, anger is a tool that's in your toolbox. It is a machete that you don't need to bust it out to cut vegetables with on a regular basis. You can use it for healthier things. Okay, I'm going to continue. June 9th, Jupiter goes into Cancer. Jupiter will be in Cancer for about a year, and I'm excited about this. I think one of the only things that I want to mention here is that, and it's one of the only like practical things that I'm really prophesizing, I guess, for lack of a better term, but what I kind of see is, Jupiter expansion in the house and home. If you've been waiting to buy a house, if you've been thinking about buying a house, I just find that something's going to happen, whether it be like boomers die. That has a lot to do with the Pluto transit because they're having a Pluto opposition. So sometimes that can be death. And generational money coming into a younger generation, whether it be the Gen Xers or the millennials. They're having a Pluto trine and a Pluto square. So just astrologically, and we all die, so I apologize if that sounded a little bit intense. I'm also stepping into a space where I do death counseling. I have videos about death and stuff like that. So if you need a bright light to kind of help you connect to grandma when she's on the other side, you know who to call. But Jupiter going into the house of Cancer, again, I think that people that might not have thought that they could purchase property are going to be able to purchase property, purchase companies, purchase something like owner, a very Cody Sanchez language, but like really owning something and saying like, this is my name, this is my image, this is my company, this is my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube, my mission, whatever it is. But has a lot, what I'm seeing, to do with ownership. And I'm hearing some people be like, what about the people that don't deserve it and they need to lose it? I really would recommend that you redirect your focus, truly. Like the people that, the bad politicians and all this, they created a structure and an environment for you to prosper in. So we must always find gratitude for everything. And if we focus on the crumbling world, we can't create the new. You can't send your eyes in both directions and watch the crumbling world and create with God the new world, we have to look at our own inner traumas and like why we're addicted to the fear porn, So I apologize if that was a little harsh, but it's 4444 and I'm going to take a sip of water. All right, let's continue. July 7th, we have Uranus going into Gemini. Yeah. Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, Uranus in Gemini, and Jupiter in Cancer. North node in Pisces, South node in Virgo, Lilith in Scorpio. I'm keeping Chiron up because Chiron is just Chiron, and I love Chiron. So this is awesome. This is awesome. I love this for everybody. This is right after the United States' birthday. I'll probably do a birthday reading for the US. I think she's going through her own, like, citing irreconcilable differences type of an experience right now, but that's not just my language. I just, like, astrology is just math, history, and patterns. And that's it. That's it. We have to take our emotions out of it. It's like we can't make math not be math. Yeah. I was many years ago when I was doing some healing with plant medicine and I was utilizing mushrooms, I, got a download that was the universe and, the universe wanted to experience itself and the universe and math had a baby and it's this world. So math is a very integral component to how we understand things and the patterns and it's just like my tism just blossoms when it comes to the astrology and all of these like cycles and patterns. If you've ever seen me look at someone's chart for the first time, I'm like, it's really fun. It's really, really fun. Uranus is our galactic awakening. It's our lightning bolt planet in the house of communication, language, early learning, and short trips. This is, the sign of Gemini, the twins. Oh my God, yeah, Pluto and Aquarius at the same time. Like this is incredibly, Jupiter will stay in Cancer and Pluto will stay in Aquarius, but you'll go back. This is us trying on. If we thought Jupiter in Gemini was a lot of information, Uranus in Gemini is going to be like, is this AI or is this not? I can't tell. Can you tell? Is this real? Is this not? What is reality? What is reality to me? What does that even mean to me? Yeah, I live in a world mentally and what I'm creating where everybody on the planet has a horse and buggy and a flying car. Like there's good and positive things to galactic technology and understanding, and then being a country bumpkin is just like a beautiful thing to me. So I live in those two realities. I wouldn't have connected to you if it wasn't for technology. So I have reverence and respect for that. But I also love to just go walk in the woods and talk to the trees. So that's exciting. So that's just insane. That's just insane. I love, honestly, and I go over this in the all signs readings, but Venus is in Gemini at 2 degrees the moment that this happens. Where are you, Venus? So Venus is a key player in 2025. So definitely follow your Venus. Natally, follow Venus as it transits your chart because she's going first and she's just like giving the chart a lot of love, which is really beautiful. It's like a solve. Could be used both ways. I heard it too. So, okay. That's July 7th. That's beautiful. Okay, August 9th. Interesting day. It's a full moon in Aquarius, but that's not the most important component to it. The tape is all. I'll give you a moment as I tape everything up to take a sip of water. What questions do you have for me? Please comment them below. And as always, just timestamp them and let me know really how I can best serve and be helpful. And what you're interested in, what you're confused by. All the fun things. This is at 4 degrees. Full moon's in Aquarius. Over here. So, full moon, sun is in Leo, and the moon is in Aquarius. That's not even what I'm concerned with. Mars is in opposition of Saturn and Neptune over here. What else do we got? So Saturn, Mars is in opposition of Saturn and Neptune. Mars is trining Uranus, trining Pluto. The kite. This is wild. This is kind of, it's kind of in the workbook where it said, like, this is incredible, like, warlike energy. You know, Mars in Libra is relationships. It's also air energy. It's trining Uranus. It's trining Pluto. This is deep transformation. This is like country separating type of vibe. This is just the world going through one of its biggest, this is planetary stuff. And the sun in Leo, it's just giving us that theme of, I'm the lion and I'm right. Releasing in the house of community and friendships. This is just big deal stuff. This is incredibly potent, powerful stuff. Dude kid. Yeah. So this is one of the days that with this knowledge, you're like, holy shishka baby. Without this knowledge, you are fired up. You are so fired up. I'm seeing like, oh my God. I'm seeing like, you know, when they hit the Black Panther and his suit is like all like jazzed up with all this energy, and then he hits and it's like, pow. It's like you are just air energy, fire energy. Lean on the water, lean on the North Node, lean on Venus, and lean on Jupiter. It's so intense. Okay. We're gonna cool it down now. We're gonna cool it down now. On the 1st of September, Saturn is gonna go retrograde. Do you like your steak? There was a time when I first started working in this fancy restaurant. This was many years ago. And like, I didn't get to go to a traditional college, and I was surrounded by upwardly mobile North Shore people. And I was very self-conscious about the way that I communicated. So I adapted this Katharine Hepburn accent, and I couldn't turn it off. Do you like your steak this evening, darling? Yes. Literally, I would say like. Like when I wasn't even working, it was absurd. It was ridiculous. And so the North Node will be at 18 degrees by that time. South Node, complete opposition, 18 degrees. So that might feel like a relief for a lot of people, or it's kind of like letting the dust settle type energy. Where am I? On the 7th of September, we have a lunar, am I throwing too much at you? I don't think so. We have a lunar full moon eclipse. I love that we compact March and September to be eclipse season in its entirety. So I love that. I love how efficient we are going to be in our processes. So we're going to have the sun in Virgo, 15 degrees, and then the moon. Where's the moon? Did you fall? Where is it? Oh, pardon me. Moon in Pisces over here. I'm hearing a lot of soul contracts are going to be ending around this time, and with the intensity of the summer or winter, depending on your hemisphere, you can choose to be done with certain things. When you evolve and adapt within yourself, you can leave a lot behind, and you can really end those contracts. You can end them. You can. It's an active choice. And I've heard clients, I've heard, so many people all over. There's a there's like 30 different perspectives that are getting shot at me all at the same time. Or you're like, you can't do that. And I heard this person say you can't do that. And I heard this person say that if you say that you can do that, then you're wrong and you're this and you're this. Then live in your own reality, dude. I can't, this is my reality. You can have your reality. That's amazing. Do what's right for you. I'll do what's right for me. That's totally okay. I'm not here to fight you. I'm just here to offer perspective. And so even what we could say if soul contracts are ending is that's, people leaving the planet. That's just people leaving the planet. So that's another way that a soul can end its human contract. And so what I would honor is that there is a little bit of like an unrequited love, like a star-crossed lovers feeling when you end a contract with someone. And I've experienced it personally, so I can speak from I statements, where I've completed a contract, we closed it, we ended it, and there's still this odd feeling of love, but love for a lifetime in a timeline that doesn't exist. It's just knowing that there's something so potent and powerful there, but that cannot be completed in this lifetime. So it's completely possible. It's completely possible when you walk your most authentic path to leave people where they are. It's kind of the best thing to do for them, and to just not try to make anyone be anything other than who they are. That's it. Yeah, you're no better than anybody. So the solar new moon eclipse that we have on the 21st of September is at 29 degrees of Pisces at the very end of the zodiac. It's not even worth it putting the planets up. I'm just like, I'm going on this journey with you. This is amazing. This is amazing. What did I say in the book? I have labels for each month, and like in the workbook I have, tools to navigate all of these different things. So where are we? We're in September? Yes. Watch it, life like a movie. Oh my God, yeah, okay, forgot I wrote this. I know this might sound intense, but there is a somber aspect to this month that has me feeling as though this big full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces might be bringing all things water: tears, floods, sadness, illusion, disillusions, and closures. Everything is a cycle, like we talked about in February, March. Mental health is just as important as physical health. The Virgo Pisces axis on the general wheel is the health axis, and mental health, physical health go hand in hand. With so much activation, have a check-in with your healer, shaman, doctor, therapist, someone professional that you see and not a friend going for a walk. Have a detox of some kind. Ground daily. Aromatherapy, candles, cuddles with your partner, animal, or a new pillow. And know that tears will be flowing. Change, mutable energy is expected. And try not to get too attached to the sandcastles. Take pictures. Enjoy life. Remember, the flowers are going to die, but you still buy the bouquet. I love the way that I write sometimes, where I'm just like, I literally put an asterisk. I'm just like, how is this real? Are we really doing this? Are we actually doing this? Are we really doing this? All right, let's do this. Let's do this. I love that. All right, we're almost done. October 22nd, Neptune's going to go back into Pisces. So, I'm trying to be gentle. My guys are like, don't be gentle. So, I have a dear friend who had to take their old friend, old high school or old growing up friend, to the hospital the other day. Had some substance abuse issues, and literally they were borderline cardiac arrest. Something was going on. I don't know. I don't have that language. And he was really shaken up about it. And so we got together and we were talking, and he was like, yeah, he's going right back to, whatever substance it was. And he was like, and he's such a beautiful person, and I really hope that he finds his way. But this one's it's hard to watch when you're so in it. And so, the tool that I use is prayer, where I just say, God, I believe in this person and I love them, but I can't solve their problems. Can you take over? Can you please take over? Because I can't, there's nothing that I can do to help this person, and they're perfect and they're wonderful. But this, I need to set healthy boundaries. So can you please take over extra love for this person? Prayer and believing in them are very powerful tools. So this is, again, very confusing energy, very intense energy. Navigating this takes understanding, takes what is reality, takes daily grounding, takes radical self-acceptance to be like, oh my God, did I just see that? Did I just experience this? What's going on? And still shining brightly. And still shining brightly. I want you to take a little chip off of my pie in the sky gratitude, where again, I've been in ridiculous scenarios. And I'm like, hi, it's so good to see you. What are you most grateful for today? 3 things. My fingers and toes. I'm grateful for tea. I went to the gym this morning. I swung around some kettlebells. It was so much fun. Yeah, no, my whole life is just like crumbling and I'm just like moving house and everything's shifting and changing, where it's like, this is working out in my favor and everything's working out in your favor as well. So let's continue. The 7th of November, Uranus is going back into Taurus. There's just a lot of like moving house energy. There's a lot of buying land. There's a lot of like different components that say you're going to find, like, keep drawing your dream house. Keep, putting it on the Pinterest board. Keep doing all the things and be so delulu in that and sit in the house and meditate with the house and let the energy of the house call you, and go on road trips to areas that you think the house could be in. Go to the next town over, go to the next state over, go to the next country over, depending on where you are on the planet. But like, broaden your horizon a little bit. Please, I want that for you. December 20th, Lilith, she's going into Sagittarius. Again, this is the mean Lilith and not the true. It's just the one I follow. So I like that. I like that this is... Now, we know that we can't have an I told you so dance in this world, but this is you. Like, I'm seeing you look in the mirror and be like, see, past version of myself, I was delulu and I just found the perfect house and I just bought it with the money that I earned, that I co-created with God. And you're just doing this little I told you so dance with yourself in the mirror, which I love, which I absolutely love. Okay, we're going to just close this up and we're going to put up the date for January 1st of 2026. Happy New Year. Sun in Cap. Moon in Gemini. Mercury. 9 degrees Sag. Venus in Cap. 9 degrees. Mars catches up in Cap at 13 degrees. Jupiter retrograde. Saturn, Pisces, 26. North Node's at 12. Uranus, 27 retrograde. Neptune, 29 direct. Pluto's at 2. Chiron. I haven't touched you this entire time. I think I did the same thing for Neptune last year in the All Signs reading, where I just like, there was not a single thing that I talked about with Neptune, and now Neptune's just like a huge key player. So in a planets are all back together again. This is a beautiful chart. Beautiful chart. Whole new life, whole new legacy, whole new soul purpose, new habits, new values. You're really going to be healthfully communicating next year. I feel that for you. I really feel that for you. And it's, what did I say? Go to the workbook. And sometimes what I do, and I mentioned this in the workbook, that I go to this state. I go to this state. And I say, like, I'll do this on the 1st of the year. Is that I'll go to the 1st of the year in 2026, and I'll say, okay, that's where I land. That's my bullseye. That's my Sagittarius, like the archer, like the bullseye. Now let me take action steps to get there. So I see where I'm going. I see the map, I see the path, all this, and I say, okay, How can I best get there? How can I best navigate this moment? How can I align myself to that North Star? Knowing that my soul purpose is calling me, knowing that massive outer planets, generational planets are going to be shifting, knowing that not everyone has this language. Surrounding yourself with winners is going to be one of the most important tools you could have going into this energy. Surround yourself with winners that have a growth mindset. Remember, and I'll leave you with this. You are only one slice of the pizza. You don't take up the whole pizza. You don't have to bring the whole pizza to the party. You don't have to be more than you are. You don't have to take on more responsibility than you're supposed to take on. When you surround yourself with winners that have a growth mindset, that are developing themselves and are in competition with themselves in the last breath, you all bring your mastery to the table. You all bring whatever your niche baby is. And you get to learn from each other and support each other and all ascend together. So really focus on your values right now in December 2024, pardon me, I've said 2020, because I have 2026 up and we're going into 2025. So focus right now on your values. Really take some time adjusting your inner circle. Trust, like I said at the beginning, I think I've said it in this one, trust that if you're not supposed to be at a table, you'll be removed from that table. And I'm hearing that some of you know that you're not supposed to be at certain tables right now, but you're choosing actively to pretend that your intuition is not screaming at you. So I just want to validate someone across time and space. This is a beautiful time to be human and alive. We all chose this. We all chose this. Yeah, the second you were born, we could have pulled up your birth chart and said, going into 2025, how am I going to be feeling? The second you were born. It's just math, history, and patterns. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to have so much information for you throughout the year. We'll go over every new moon and full moon as we normally do. I'll have tons of information about some of the bigger transits. I'm going to do a whole video in January on the North Node and the South Node. For now, I have 2025 workbook, Dipping Our Toes in the New World. I have all signs readings available, every single sign. We deep dive into every single one of the dates that I talked about. And then channeled messages are for free if you buy those as a bundle or individual, or you can buy just the channeled messages if you'd like. They're all available. The links are in the description on my Gumroad, my digital marketplace. And please, as always, reach out directly for a consultation. If you're interested in my corporate court jester program, if you're interested in working one-on-one together, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Death Council, I think we talked about that as well. Thanks for being here. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you. And I really hope that this can empower you with some very accessible tools and energies and some, what's the word I want to look at? Forecasting for this coming year. I'll see you soon.